for pound best fighter in the sport of boxing right now. It's good to see him in his position. In the position.
After their recent argument, Floyd Mayweather visited Tank's training camp and even did a few light rounds in the ring with him. The tension between them seems to have eased for now. Floyd made it clear that he isn't looking for drama. He's there for business. He said it made sense to support Tank before his fight with Jake Paul, since Floyd has faced Logan Paul himself and understands the kind of challenge Jake Paul can be.
It's similar to Logan versus Mayweather, but Jake Paul now obviously is way more advanced than where Logan was at.
When asked about the fight, Floyd confidently said that Tank will win, and easily. He explained that in boxing, skill beats size. If someone is skilled and has good defense, it's hard to hit them. Floyd added that even his brother, who liked to brawl, couldn't get to him. Alongside Calvin Ford, Floyd has watched Tank grow from a young fighter with raw power into one of the most skilled and efficient finishers in boxing, and he's proud of that. Things between them may have been tense before, but Floyd says it's all about respect, especially now that they're older. That's why he's back with Calvin Ford, helping Tank stay sharp and ready to leave no doubt when the fight starts.
I think it's going to be a great event. Every time I fight is fireworks. Jake Paul coming in, he's much bigger, he's much stronger.
Calvin Ford, who has been with Tank since the beginning, isn't worried about this fight either. He's seen Tank train with big guys in the gym for years, so Jake Paul's size doesn't intimidate him. Ford's main concern is the gloves. He doesn't want Tank using the large 12-ounce training gloves, since those are for sparring. He wants Tank in 8-ounce gloves and Jake in 10-ounce gloves, so the fight is fair and actually looks like a real fight, not just a gym session. Ford even spoke to someone from Jake's team about it, but they didn't agree to change the gloves. That's fine with Ford, but he believes if Jake wants to prove himself, he shouldn't hide behind exhibition rules. Let him wear the 10s, we wear the 8s, and then we fight, Ford said.
My only concern is, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds.
Regarding the weight difference, both Floyd and Ford didn't seem worried at all. Jake is around 190 to 195 pounds, maybe 5 pounds heavier than originally planned, but Ford wasn't fazed. We signed a contract. We're going to make it work, he said. That's been Tank's mindset from the start. It doesn't matter who's bigger, taller, or louder. Once the fight begins, the ring feels smaller fast. One thing still bothering Tank's team, though, is his decision to avoid a rematch with Roach.
Jake Paul brings something to media and to boxing. You cannot miss a fight. I like him, baby. I like the drama it's bringing, I'll be honest.
But nobody really cares about this fight.
Yeah, are you going to watch it?
Yeah, of course. That's how it's going to go. Nobody really cares, but everybody's going to watch it.
Nobody cares about.
Calvin Ford has said that Tank makes people famous. He pointed out that Roach wasn't well known before. To Ford, all the complaints about the situation are nonsense. He believes that if any top fighter had gotten the same offer Tank did, they would have taken it immediately. Ford isn't going to let anyone make his fighter feel guilty for going after the money. Boxing is business first.
Bro, you can't be mad at somebody for doing what they feel is best for them.
Will it impact Tank's legacy if Jake Paul were to beat him or even knock him out?
Dude, Tank's a 3-division world champion, 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't take anything away from.
Meanwhile, having Floyd in camp changes everything. You can feel the difference in energy. He moves around giving advice, reminding Tank to stay calm, stay smart, and focus on what he does best, breaking opponents down with timing and precision. Floyd keeps saying size doesn't win fights. Skills do, and he's proof of that, having faced bigger men throughout his career and made them miss every time. That's the exact mindset he wants Tank to have in the ring.
I believe that this is a mismatch, and I believe that Jake Paul will knock Tank Davis out, maybe in the third, maybe in the fourth round. Tank will try to move, he will try to stick and move. It's not going to work out for him, and he will eventually get knocked out.
It's a bit surprising to see Floyd and Calvin working together again after everything that happened between Floyd and Tank over the years. But somehow it feels right. Both men helped shape Tank into the fighter he is today. A complete boxer with knockout power in both hands and the calm to use it wisely. They may have had their disagreements, but in the end, it's all about respect and legacy. Floyd sees that the young fighter he once guided has grown into a superstar, and even with past conflicts, he still wants to see Tank succeed.
Because he was talking about fighting Joshua, which is heavyweight, and now he's saying about fighting Tank. Nah, this can't be. It's Netflix as well. I need to go and do some checks and see if like the main pages have posted this, but Jake Paul's posted it. It says Friday, November 14th. It's in Atlanta.
Many pros are beginning to see what Floyd and Calvin Ford see. Jake Paul may be bigger, but Gervonta Tank Davis is the better fighter in every important way. The weight difference might look big on paper, but anyone who's spent time in the gym knows what happens when skill goes up against raw size without real ring intelligence. That's what everyone is paying attention to right now.
Tank Davis or Jake Paul? So, immediately, yeah, the normal layman would say, oh, Tank Davis is better. But better at what? Is he better at selling tickets? Is he better at selling stadiums out? Is he better at creating controversy? Is he better at getting followed on Instagram? Is he better at putting more eyeballs on the boxing? Is he better than him at that? The answer would be no. But is he better at him in a fight? It has to be really, you have to break it down.
Legendary trainer Teddy Atlas shared his thoughts on the fight and didn't hold back about the size difference. On his YouTube channel, he said the first thing you notice when seeing the two together is just how big Jake Paul is compared to Tank. It's hard to ignore. There's almost an 8-inch height difference, and the reach gap is even bigger. But Atlas also stressed that size alone doesn't decide a fight. He pointed out Tank's superior talent, experience, and ring IQ. If Tank lands a clean shot on Jake's chin the way he can, Atlas said Jake might be doing a dance in the ring.
Entertaining fight, to be honest. Jake Paul has a lot of followings, a lot of guys that are going to come and watch, and that gives the opportunity for other fighters to be seen on those cards, you know. So a lot of people don't agree, but at the end of the day, for me, it's entertainment. And if we can take boxing to the next level and give other fighters opportunities to be displayed and for other people, YouTubers and all that, to be seen, and hopefully all the YouTubers and people there are just there.
That's what many people keep coming back to. Jake may be bigger, but Tank hits like a truck, not just with power, but with perfect timing, accuracy, and placement. On top of that, Tank is used to facing faster, more skilled fighters than Jake, which makes the size difference seem less important. Atlas also reminds everyone that boxing history is full of cases where the smaller fighter beat the bigger one. Size can help, but it's never the deciding factor when skill and composure are involved.
He ain't gonna fight back. He said, so I say, you gotta take him serious. You know what I'm saying? Because he had you on a hit list before this fight even happened. So his mental is on you. So you have to take him serious.
Still some debate about whether the physical difference could be an issue. Jake Paul is a cruiserweight, used to throwing heavy, slower power punches. Tank, on the other hand, relies on speed, angles, and reading opponents who move a lot. Essentially, they fight in completely different styles.
He's a marketing genius, but when it comes to people that pick his fights, I can't get my head around it. If Tank hits him clean, he's going to sleep. He'll have a lot of smoke blowing up his backside by his coaching team and people like that, but when he gets hit the real 10-ounce, well, I'm told it's 16-ounce gloves now for like an exhibition. Right. I'm told it's big gloves and head guards he's going to need.
Atlas mentioned past fights where smaller champions surprised bigger opponents, like Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. But he cautioned that Tank's situation is different. This isn't a sanctioned title fight with weight classes to keep things balanced. It's an exhibition, and that changes the whole dynamic.
You think that it's fair to call them boxers now? We talk about Logan brothers.
I think it's okay to call Jake Paul a boxer. The only reason why I say that is because he do be in the gym. He's working on stuff. The fight that he fought Mike Tyson, I don't think he should have fought Mike Tyson because of who Mike Tyson is and the age. And he said that he didn't try to knock him out. Yes, you did. You just couldn't.
The Florida Athletic Commission has released the fight details. 10 rounds of 3 minutes each, 12-ounce gloves, and knockouts are allowed, even though it won't count on either fighter's official record. They also confirmed that the fight will be scored by 2 human judges and 1 AI system to make it more interesting. There won't be an official winner, but the setup looks and feels like a real fight. The only difference is that it's called an exhibition for safety and regulatory reasons, which is why some fighters have mixed feelings.
Tank is not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. You have the Paul brothers and they come over to boxing. Their idea from day one is we don't have the skills or the experience. What we're going to do is we'll take on the absolute best guys, but they're going to spot us some pound. Tank has one job to do, that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skills, of which I am an abundance of and of.
The commission made it clear that the match will be recorded in the National Registry as an exhibition and won't count on either fighter's professional record. However, knockouts and technical knockouts will still end the fight, just like in a normal contest. So, on paper it's an exhibition, but once the bell rings, it's a real fight with real punches and real risks.
Tank looked very uncomfortable facing off. He just did. I've seen other face-off this Tank done. He gets in their face and they're intense and he looks good. He looked very meager up there. You've had 8 fights and you're gonna go tangle with Tank Davis. And the story instantly comes out. Jake is so much bigger. There is such a compliment to Jake within that insult. It is meant to be.
Many fighters see the whole setup as a money move, and they aren't wrong. It's a business decision that happens to involve 2 fighters who can actually fight. That's why most pros aren't taking it too seriously, though they admit it will draw huge attention. Terrence Crawford, one of the top pound-for-pound fighters, said he doesn't see it as a traditional fight, but more of a business tactic. Interestingly, he actually picked Jake Paul to win if they fight seriously. Crawford explained that while Tank is talented, explosive, and hits hard, Jake is much bigger and can throw powerful punches, especially his right hand. He's not doubting Tank's skill, but from a physics standpoint, if Jake lands a clean shot with all that weight behind it, it could be dangerous. Crawford believes Jake's size and youth give him the edge. One strong punch from Jake could end the fight. On the other hand, Amir Khan has taken a very different stance. He's openly called the fight disgusting and is worried that the weight difference is too dangerous. Even though it's an exhibition, he believes the damage could be real. Khan has expressed fear of a tragic outcome, which may sound extreme, but it's understandable given how much heavier Jake is compared to Tank. He's looking at it from a safety perspective, not a promotional one.
Paul versus Tank Davis, they just announced the fight. What's your instant reaction to that?
I don't know what's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. I think it's not a real fight. Jake just too big. Tank ain't going to be able to get in from that jab. Jake land one good punch on Tank, it's over.
Meanwhile, most of the boxing world, especially those close to Tank, agree with what Floyd and Calvin Ford have been saying. Size doesn't win fights, skill does. Tank has the timing, precision, and composure to handle bigger opponents. He's proven it many times in the gym, and now he has Floyd Mayweather in his corner to make sure everything is sharp and ready for the fight.
No, in some things, I think Gervonta's just gonna stick and move. He'll be fast, play it smart, I don't see him staying still for too long so Jake can land some shots. He'll just try to touch him. Who knows, man? It's an exhibition. It's a money grab.
Lamont Roach hasn't held back when asked about Gervonta Tank Davis skipping their rematch to fight Jake Paul. He's made it clear he has no love left for Tank. In a recent interview with Ring Magazine, Roach said bluntly, "There's a lot of people I could care less about, and he's one of them. That's for sure." While Roach has expressed frustration before, this time he sounded done with it. What upset him most wasn't just that Tank chose another fight, it was how he did it. He disrespected me, Roach said. You might do things I could care less about, but he actually disrespected me. Me personally, I don't play like that. Don't disrespect me, and I won't disrespect you. For Roach, it wasn't only about missing a rematch. It was the feeling that Tank completely brushed him off after they had already gone through a tough, close fight.
Look at this face-off, Henry. What are your thoughts?
You're hearing that shit from me. That's cringe. In some weird way, I kind of like
cringe
it.
about it?
He's trying to big man the smaller guy, who the smaller guy to me is dangerous. I think Tank Davis is going to put the hands on him, but I like it, bro. I will say something about Jake Paul. He's brought a lot of attention to boxing. Tank Davis guaranteed $40 million.
If you were in that position, would you fight Jake Paul?
Oh, hell.
And to be fair, Roach isn't wrong that a rematch made sense. Their first fight ended in a draw, and fans were eager to see a second matchup. Instead, Tank went straight for the biggest money fight of the year, an exhibition against Jake Paul. That choice caught a lot of attention. Some people understand it, but others, like Roach, see it as Tank prioritizing fame and money over giving their rivalry proper closure.
Boxing has gone too far. Jake Paul is taking on Gervonta Tank Davis in an exhibition bout this November. The fight will be taking place in Atlanta between the cruiserweight and the 135-pounder, nearly a 100-pound difference between the two guys. This is absolutely insane. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below.
Hall of Famer Roy Jones Jr. shared his thoughts on the fight and didn't hold back. He said he's actually interested because of what both fighters bring to the table. To Tank's credit, Jones said, I'm interested in the Tank versus Jake Paul exhibition because I know for a fact that if they go at it seriously, Tank is capable. Even though he's smaller, he could knock Jake Paul out. Just like Jake Paul could knock him out too, because he's much bigger. Jones's view captures what many pros are saying. It's a battle of size versus skill. Jake's size gives him a physical advantage, but Tank's power and precision level the playing field. Having seen so much in his career, Jones knows that once the bell rings, anything can happen.
What do you think of that?
I think that's terrible.
Why?
I mean, I get it because at the end of the day, it's the money business, and you want to make the most money. But from what I'm hearing, he can make more money in a fight with me. And if that's the case, why not fight me?
Sure. Do you think he beats Jake Paul?
Do I think he beats Jake? Yeah. I mean,
there's a huge size advantage, though.
It is, but I think Tank got the skills to make.
Ryan Garcia, on the other hand, doesn't even believe the fight will happen. The former opponent Tank stopped in 7 rounds back in April 2023 went online to express his doubts. Garcia wrote, I strongly doubt this happens. No way Gervonta accepted 195 pounds. Gervonta is already naturally small, and you really think he's going to balloon up to 195 pounds? You've got to be delusional to think this is going to happen.
It's kind of weird because Jake Paul is extremely bigger than Tank. And I mean, but with it being a exhibition, it makes sense. It's fine. He got a big name that he's going to be fighting. But I mean, it really makes no sense because he weighs.
Garcia has faced Tank in the ring, so he knows how compact and disciplined he is with his weight. The idea of Tank walking around near 190 pounds seems ridiculous to him. But then Garcia almost contradicted himself. He added that if the fight actually happens, he'd bet on the bigger fighter. That comment shows just how uncertain even some fighters are about this matchup. What do you think about the fight? Do you think Tank gains an advantage from training with Floyd? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.